out of the general fund. We've either laid off, we've either retired, early retired, laid off, or transferred from general fund positions to special fund or proprietary, to support the airport or the Department of Homeland Power. 4,000. I've actually laid off more people than Yordi, Bradley, Reardon, and Hahn put together. And I haven't did it, trust me, I want to be in the jobs business. We're looking at a monumental fiscal crisis. That's why I've asked the council, and they supported 15-0. We put on the ballot pension reform for future police officers and firefighters that is fair, that will make that pension system more sustainable. This month, hopefully, no later than February, we're going to put a proposal on the council floor to support pension reform for civilian employees as well. The fact is, some of our benefit and pay structure just isn't sustainable. It's not. And folks, anybody who knows me, I was a union organizer for 15 years. I was president of the union. I believe in unions, but I also believe in fiscal responsibility. So, yes, we're going to work to try to identify in the parks that we want to build the areas with the densest, where there's some opportunities for us to do something. We'll work with the council to do, all three council members to do that. And, one of the benefits that you have, because you have three, you can, I know a lot of people would prefer one sometimes because they feel like they'll have one advocating for them. But I actually like, if I was a neighborhood, I actually like having three because you get them to, work a little harder, And this guy works real hard. So, we'll work with you on that. So that's what I want you to know. Part of why we are so, you may have read in the paper, we announced yesterday 297 homicides. Now look, for anybody who's suffered a homicide in their family or know of someone, that's 297 too many. But the last time on a per capita basis that LA had this level of homicides was 1964. 1967, though, was the actual year when we had this number. These numbers are astronomical. And what I've said to people, we're going to have to cut, but we're also going to have to remember, number one priority of government is what? Public safety. Number one. There's nothing that comes before that. The days when LA had a homicide rate of more than, I think it was, what was the highest number in 92? I think it was at least 1,000. More than 1,000 homicides in 92. Those days are done. We've grown our police department by 800 strong. We want to maintain as much of police and fire services as we can. They're the last areas that we want to cut. And so what I've said to our people, keeping on this issue of parks, it's all going to go slower. As I was coming down here, I had the young man who works with me. What I do is, when I hit a pothole, I said, fix the pothole. Get that pothole fixed. Little known fact, and we can document it. We're up until this year, we were doing about 3.5 times the potholes than our predecessors, than my predecessors. 3.5 times. For the first time since 1945, we are resurfacing. Last year we were resurfacing more streets than were deteriorating. This year we're just maintaining. But in prior years that was not the case. Now, having said that, I think, knowing all of you and driving these streets as I do, we still have too many streets that need repair. But there has been progress in these areas. We will work with you on this issue. See if there's a way to identify an area. I know there was that surplus property, that fire station, some of you were interested in it. I remember that. Maybe that's an opportunity because it didn't sell after all, and, you know, I don't know if it's ever gonna sell. I know that's something that, Rosendahl has talked to me about. You should know, you know, they really do talk to me about these issues, you know, they buttonhole me, and then, you know, I'm the guy who's gotta give the bad news. I say, well, you know, all 15 of you have buttonholed me, you know, we can't do all 15, but, so we'll work on that with you. But it's connected to all these other things. And that's what I try to be really frank with people about. So when you see me say, we've got to share in the sacrifice, and what I've said to our employees, we're all going to have to take a cut. What I want you to know, for the last 3 years, I've taken a cut. First year, 4%, second year, 16%, and this year, 16%. You know, I understand. I can't ask people to take a cut if I'm not willing to lead the way. And I've asked them because I believe we all have to sacrifice in these tough times. I think if we get beyond this year's crisis and fix it, this is going to be the last year. It's been 3 bad years for us, but this will be the last year. And then we got to get on a footing where we say, you know what? We can't, if we have a good year, we can't just spend to that good year. We can spend more than we're spending now, but we got to sock it away. That's what we didn't do. That's what most cities around the country didn't do. Yes. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you? My name is Yvette Neal. I'm the local area graffiti removal contractor for the city. I know we've met before, but I'm kind of giving an introduction. Through the Office of Community Beautification and Public Works, we have a meeting coming up Friday that was called on today because there's a possible proposal to cut the city's graffiti removal program in half this year. If that is to happen, do you have any?
We're not going to do it.
Okay.
We're not going to do it. We can't cut graffiti now. We're not going to do it. I'm a big, you know, I ran for office in 1994. You met me in 90, if you remember. What was one of the things I ran on was the fact that I had done the anti-graffiti program on the buses. Do you remember the buses 15 years ago? The way they had graffiti all over? I was the guy that did the program and said, and you know what I did? It was simple. I said, my mama used to ride these buses. She rode them her whole life. If people see that kind of stuff all over the bus, what are they saying? If they'll do that to the bus, what will they do to me? So we're not cutting it. Now, having said that, I'm going to be straight. We're not going to cut it 50%. Everything's going to get cut. We're looking at a $360 million deficit. So we will cut, but we're not cutting in half. That is one of the most important things we do. You know, it's interesting. Graffiti here kind of is where, I don't know if this is the only city where it started, but this is the city where it seems like it started.
Rome, Italy.
Rome, Italy, is that where it started? This place certainly had a ton of it. Now you go to other cities and you're seeing them with a lot more than we have. And so we want to keep it down. So I get you. I believe in the broken windows notion that when you let things like that go, when you let the little things go, the big things come right after it. So thank you.
I'm just going to announce the next 3 people. Jean Parker, Ariel Goslin, sorry if I messed up your name, Candace Ranciere.
Every time he turns.
Okay, Jason Walthalter, Treasurer, Palms Neighborhood Council. So, first of all, I just want to thank you for coming and addressing the council. And I have a question, and I think I speak for some friends from Mar Vista councils here, West LA, some folks from Gunner here. And as you know, as a treasurer, I've tried to be and all of the board members, we try to be careful stewards of the money, the city money entrusted to us, you know, limiting our visits to Commerce Casino, obviously. And, I'm sorry, I missed that one. But the serious question is we keep our operation expenses low. We try to plow as much money as possible back into the community, into schools, to graffiti removal, into the programs. Any idea what's going to happen with the rollover funds for the coming year? The 2009 and 10 was rolled over into this year's allocation, and this is always in our minds. We want to be careful stewards, and we want to avoid the spend it or lose it mentality. which I don't think truly benefits us in the long run, but we don't want the situation to come up again where we had quite a surplus that was swept into the general. So we want to share in the pain, but we want to know where we're going.
I
Thank
think
you.
the answer to this is the same answer to graffiti. Everything's gonna get a cut. It just is. But it shouldn't be disproportionate. And, we'll work with you and with the council on this. I know that this is an area, there's some things the council kind of, on a budget, they say like 96% of a budget, they usually approve, and then there's 4% that we negotiate. The part that they always want to negotiate on are the part that impact, specific communities. So graffiti would be one. I remember last year that was something that the council was really focused on. I know the neighborhood councils certainly are going to weigh in on this, and as you know, we've had the most robust effort to include neighborhood councils in our budgeting process. That's why every time I look to folks on the council, as he knows, and I say, look guys, I'm telling you, I know it for a fact, in this city, I don't care where you live, their number one priority is public safety. And it's why I think we continue to grow to attrition, because, we've gotten those surveys back, and the one thing you get from people, they have issues all over, education, transportation, but the one issue people always start with, I always say, we have the luxury to care about all these other issues because we're safe. Relatively, we want to be safer. We want to keep on driving crime, by the way, down. So the answer is, it's